So, was this a horror movie or a buddy cop movie? I'm just not sure. This is Jackie.
Venom 3 takes some weird liberties with the source material. I'm Justin.
Someone get a monster. A go-go? No! I'm Sam, and this is 1992's Split Second on Stinker Madness.
Hello, welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. This week on the show, as Sam said, from 1992, it's Split Second, starring Rutger Hauer, Judd Nelson, or Judge Reinhold. I'm pretty sure that was Judge Reinhold. The lady from Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, who betrays the Enterprise. How are we ever to trust her again? She doomed peace! But then that Captain Kirk got it back, because that's what he does. And a few other odds and end people that I've seen before in other movies. Sam, you blew it with your monster or go-go joke. The proper joke was monster or go-go. Oh, no. It was right there. How do you just...
And you took it pro bono.
Yep, I did. I did that one for free, I guess, is the joke.
Yep. We had to let you do that so we could do the follow-up there.
Right?
So, yeah.
Jackie, we'll go to you first. Sam has chosen a movie that has a moderate amount of goop in it. What did you think of the monster?
I was fine with the movie until we get the close-up shot of the monster's face, and it's got goop on it, and I was like, oh, fuck you, monster. And, like, he kind of looked like Venom.
He looks like Venom.
But then he had those over-glorified fingernail things.
Venom's got long fingernails.
He looks like Venom.
He looks like Venom.
But I kind of like the monster, but I could have gone without the goop falling off of his teeth. It's like, does he have rabies?
I think
Which was alien.
Rabies?
Yeah, he's also alien. He's got, I think that there was, when he opened his mouth, he's got the Venom teeth, right? But I did think I saw something moving, like another head inside of his mouth.
And also a little bit like Pumpkinhead and the Xenomorph had a baby.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah. But they also did, I think they did a pretty good job of shooting around it, because in a couple of the shots, they're very quick shots, but I was waiting for this because, monsters typically like this, that's a guy in a suit, right?
Yeah.
It's all practical. I was waiting for the suit to look terrible, but they shot it in a way that it was very dark, and the suit was dark, so you couldn't see the flaws in the suit too bad. The hands looked good, the face looked good, but like there's a few points where I was like, ooh, I bet you if they showed more of this body, that suit would look pretty crappy.
I bet it did. I think it was a set of gloves and a helmet, and they just sort of like found a latex gimp suit to put the rest of him in or something.
Yeah. Very few, a lot of zippers and seams, I imagine, would have appeared if this would have been a more inexperienced film, per se. So why don't you tell us about the principals that were involved in this, Sam, and if they knew what the fuck they were doing?
Well, originally, Gary Scott Thompson, who we all know is the writer of the original not the original, but the Fast and the Furious with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel, say.
Right.
Creator of that series. Ish. Paul Walker's probably the creator of that series. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
How's that?
He was like... They're like, hey, Paul Walker, what would you want to do? Dream project. And he was like, man, wouldn't it be awesome if we could do Days of Thunder and Donnie Brasco at the same time? That's how that actually fucking started. But Gary Scott Thompson's the guy that actually turns it into a thing.
Okay.
And the script, he gets credit for all of them still, because he's the sort of helm that this is the direction this project's taking. He's the developer and the screenwriter, and So he just gets characters and story by on all of them. In fact, most of his career is getting cash off that deal. He's done some other things. He wrote 88 Seconds also, which we've done.
Yeah.
He gets like story by for Hollow Man, so he probably got the treatment for that.
It's not a good movie.
Not a good movie. Well, anyway, he had written a script called Pentagram, that he intended for Harrison Ford. It was to be a horror occult buddy cop action film.
Yeah, good luck with that one. That's a tall order to get Harrison Ford on that one.
Yeah, so anyway, it's like a killer kills everybody every 5 years until the end of the century with like a pentagram theme, and they thought it was going to be too much like the first Power with an LDP vehicle that I've still never seen to this day in my life.
I think
so. I don't know if it would have been or not because I've never seen that movie.
I think you will. I think that's on the list.
And I can't do air quotes on the radio, but imagine air quotes for rewrite because he rewrote his occult buddy cop action horror to be a sci-fi horror set in 2008 with global warming flooding London.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in here, it needs to be a monster movie, I guess, because the monster seems like what gets this thing greenlit, as it takes 3 weeks for them to make the monster, which is coincidentally the exact same time period of pre-production of the film. The monster shows up on day one of an 8-week shoot. Pretty lean shoot, really. The director, Tony Malum, didn't make it through all 8 weeks due to the stress of a hot mess.
The stress
Ian
of a hot
Sharp
mess.
would finish the film and may have already been there for the second unit. It's hard to determine. He was also the second unit director on Roger Rabbit and would later go on to do second unit for Goldeneye, so maybe you get him in the first place. I don't know. Either way, they don't make it through. When Rutger Hauer was picked up, he saw the script and he liked it, and he's like, oh, yeah. So apparently Rutger Hauer's in it, and Harrison Ford has been mentioned, so this thing needs to look like Blade Runner, right?
Right.
And they're like, hey, you guys should make this look like Blade Runner because Rutger Hauer's in it, and someone mentioned Harrison Ford. Because I don't think Harrison Ford ever had anything to do with this, and probably never even... He smokes enough weed that he probably still hasn't even heard of this shit.
Right.
So they're like, you can do the Blade Runner thing, right? And they're like, probably not, but I guess we'll take a swing at it.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the weed because I do know for a fact that Harrison Ford did actually appear in this movie one night when he was really stoned and was just like, yeah, monster. And he made this whole like movie up while he was super stoned, telling it to whoever the fuck he smokes weed with. And they were like, wow, what a performance, Harrison Ford on weed. And then he doesn't remember it ever again.
Guessing it's one of those weird tales where it's just like, well, I was just hanging out with Ian Dury. And then he just like takes a golf cart stoned through the middle of the movie.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even Blade Runner. It's like Boots Wanderer. Because there's nothing, like, other than the first couple shots and what he's wearing, it doesn't fucking work at all.
No.
So I think, did we do the Blind Fury on this podcast yet?
No.
Are we not going to because it kind of sucks?
Streaming do's and don'ts on it, and none of us liked it.
Yeah. Have we done anything with Hauer yet?
Ooh, we had to have. Jackie, do you remember anything with Rutger Hauer? We had to.
I don't think we have.
Yeah, we have done something with him, but I can't remember what it was.
We haven't done Lady Hawk because everyone probably thinks it's a little too good.
It's a little too good.
Nighthawks is probably going to happen at some point because that movie sucks.
I don't remember.
Hobo with a Shotgun's too good.
Yeah, I don't know. God,
I don't think we have.
I don't think we have. And he's in a lot of fucking schlock.
So someone had told me that he used to be like a pro swimmer or something like that. That seems to be completely false.
Okay.
Not at all. So he started acting at 11, dropped out of school, joined the Merchant Marines, and then comes out of the Merchant Marines, decides to join the Dutch Army, as a combat medic, but then I guess you can't be a conscientious objector. Even as a combat medic, you still have to be a rifleman in the Dutch army, I guess. So he bails out on that. And then goes back to acting, at which point he meets Verhoeven, and they're kindred spirits, basically. They're both super anti-violence, both born in the war, as World War II is happening. So they're really anti-war and all that. And then he comes to America after the huge explosion he made in Dutch films. And I've always found it interesting that he just has like no accent. Like he did a really good job getting rid of his accent when he decided to start doing American films. Because in this one, it's like, you're Dutch? Huh, yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, you're nutty as fuck, Dutch I wouldn't guess.
Yeah.
Kim Cattrall, as you mentioned, was in Star Trek 6, like 8 minutes before they started shooting this, which is why she has the same Vulcan fucking haircut.
Yep.
She basically just took a cab from one production to the other, and they didn't have enough time to change her hair, so she still got her Star Trek hair for this movie. How fun.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the Kim Cattrall boobs. Didn't know that happened.
It happened more than this, too.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, I guess they all got naked in Sex and the City because that was a big thing or whatever, but yeah.
She wasn't naked in Mannequin, and that's,
was she naked in Porky's?
I don't remember. Probably not.
I don't remember either.
Yeah.
There's so much to remember about Porky's that isn't boobs, which makes it a great comedy, right? Ian Dury, who I mentioned hanging out with Harrison Ford in a golf cart smoking weed, is in this movie. Ian Dury of the Blockheads. Jackie, hit me with your rhythm stick.
Hit me.
No, you don't remember that?
Your rhythm stick.
Yeah, okay. I thought you liked that song.
I do.
Yeah. He's JJ, the club owner. Really like, wow, we got Ian Dury, and we're going to use him for like 3 minutes. Oh, yay. Oh, hey, we got Pete Postlethwaite. We should use him for like 3 minutes. He can be guy who stands there.
Right.
Why? Whatever. Yeah, Alan Armstrong plays Thrasher. He's like angry captain or whatever, but he doesn't even have... Is he a captain? Is he a chief? What is he? He's Thrasher. Yeah, he just yells a bunch when he's on screen, which is kind of fun. Tony Steadman, we're going to get him to be the armorer so he can be in there for 2 seconds. It's like, what the fuck? And then
I thought that was Terry
Michael
Bradshaw.
It was not. No.
Okay. Dang it.
No.
Michael J. Pollard comes in to be rat catcher, quote unquote, but he's really just dead guy.
Dead guy, pretty much. Like, hey, here's a door. Oh, no, I'm dead.
And Alistair Duncan is the partner, Dick Durkin or whatever.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I thought I saw him in stuff before, and he has been in stuff, but he does more voice work than anything. And he's actually probably done Pennyworth as much, if not more, probably more than Hamill's done Joker.
Wow, that is okay. So
he does a lot of Pennyworth.
Okay, all right.
So yeah. Tina Shaw is the stripper. I'm only mentioning this because I was like, oh, interesting. They've got her this high up on the list. So I looked at her. She did like 10 movies, and half of them, her role was stripper.
Okay.
That's good or bad for her, I'm not sure.
Call Tina in. We're going to need a hell of a stripper for this scene.
Now, this is a part that I find interesting because they go, you're taking your heavy shift to sci-fi to get it sold, and you've got a monster, so you could do a lot of suspense, a lot of things like that, right? So they actually hired Wendy Carlos to compose the score, and she did. Wendy Carlos, of course, is the composer of films such as Clockwork Orange, The Shining, and fucking Tron, one of the greatest fucking scores, in my opinion, that there's ever been.
Okay.
They got it, and they're like, yeah, we can't use this at all because then our movie would have to have, like, pacing and tone. And it's not. So we're just going to, like, do Nights in White Satin a couple times.
Yeah, right?
And then hire a guy to play Nights in White Satin on a piano softly because the song's not fucking soft enough for us in our fucking monster movie.
And it totally didn't fit either.
It sucks.
Nights in White Satin.
And I love that song.
I do too. I'm like, the Moody Blues have no business being in this movie. What the hell? They should have never been brought up on this podcast. Ever. And here they are. God damn it. And it's so improperly placed because at first the piano music comes on when Rutger Hauer and Kim Cattrall are kind of like trying to rekindle a little bit of relationship. And I'm like, okay, this is the fire is warming up. The rug is down in front of it. I know it's white night, but it's just a piano version. Maybe people won't put it together. The very next scene, like that whole sexy time doesn't even happen. They go stand out in front of the car, him and Judge Reinhold, and it's playing the actual version, and they're talking about fucking occult bullshit. And I'm like, what the? No! This doesn't work.
And also for a movie that overdoes everything, like everything, when it happens with the piano, and I'm like, a softer version of Nights in White Satin?
Right.
And I'm like, there's laying it on thick, and then there's like, I'm going to put some butter on my toast, and you get a piece of toast, and you put 4 full pads of butter on the toast. That's how
spread them. You don't spread them. They're cold.
You just set them there.
Big pads.
This is how,
and you take chunks of bread butter. More
laying
like
it on
bread.
thick.
Or bread? Yeah, just bread butter. There's a little bit of bread. Just a lot of butter.
More butter than he uses sugar in his coffee.
Yeah, right.
I've actually had this shit on my radar for 20 years, and I'm a little excited that we saw it this way, because one of the only ways that you could watch it before was like buy a $130 fucking VHS copy and then get the pan and scan version and never really see the full glory of what, or quote unquote glory, never really see the original. And this was the 16:9 version. So this was the theatric exhibition that was that played in America at theaters. So that was fun. I didn't think I would get to see that when in this I was like hoping, I hope this isn't just a VHS transfer from the pan and scan, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that happened, and I've been wanting to see this for so long, and it was unavailable for so long that there must be discs of it out now. Or maybe there was a disc before that was just a short run that I could never find. It's weird that this has a following, and that at the time it kind of got a little run because they did a lot of ads for it, I guess. And there was allegedly the joke after the movie came out was the Rutger Hauer diet was coffee, chocolate, and anxiety, and I don't remember anything like that happening. The producers of the film have accused its lack of returning the budget due to it opening the same week that the LA riots were happening. Nobody was going to go to the theater. They're going to watch the news. Not that this is a fucking hot mess, terrible pile of shit.
Yeah, I call bullshit.
It was the LA riots killed the financial returns on this one.
No, it did not.
No, it did not.
I mean, look, I'm not traveling back in time talking about ignorance, but I'm talking about, I'll go today and talk about ignorance of Americans in current events. Like you ask somebody like to explain the war in Israel and they're like, huh? People go to the movies. They don't watch the news. I'm sorry. If maybe JFK was shot, maybe that's a big news day. If 9/11 happens, that's a big news day. LA riots, that's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
They're going to the movies. Nice try. They watched something else, guys. They didn't watch this. Okay.
So that's how this pile of crap got turned out.
Okay. I like it. Sounds good. Let's make it again. Let's do it just the same way, though.
Do it just the same way. Set it in the. I also love when we finally get to see these movies that are set in the future 16 years ago. Mm-hmm. And did they have to because they actually shot this in London.
Mm-hmm.
And they're driving Jeeps, not Defenders.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Nice.
Like, did they have to bring those in from France or Germany or something like that? Like, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if they sell Jeeps in the UK. That's a good question. I think they sell the Cherokee, but I don't know if they sell I guess this would have been the YJ at this point.
It could be a CJ. It looked like it was an older Jeep. It might have been like an old surplus Jeep that they just lifted that wasn't even originally 4-wheel drive just for the movie, too.
Could be. All right, let's get into this thing. As Sam mentioned, It is London. It is the year 2008, very far in the future.
2000 and great.
Ooh. Jackie likes it.
You must have shorted.
Yeah, right. She shorted her pants.
Whoa.
It's so what I'm going to call it is it's the dark water world. The polar ice caps have melted due to the global warmings, and London has been not flooded, but it's pretty soupy. So it's just London, actually. This is how it is. This isn't the future. This isn't global warming. This is Tuesday again in London. We were there. It's a wet mess.
Yeah. So I watched it with the captions on, and I don't think I would even caught any of the global warming setup had I not done that.
Right. And I mean, there is the opening crawl that, global warming has done its thing. And
everybody ignored it, and they were told that it was going to happen, so shame on them, those dirty motherfuckers.
Don't look up.
And now everything is just fucked. Thanks a lot, old fuckers.
Again, everything is just fucked. This is just London. So we were there in, I think it was August is when we were there. And it was warm. It was like 80 degrees in London. And so this is my biggest beef with that place is there's no way to manage your shoes because it's 80 degrees. It's warm outside. You're wearing shorts. Yeah. It's nice. The temperature's good. Do I want to wear wellies and fucking shorts? No, I want to wear goddamn flip-flops because I'm a fucking American slob. I don't want to wear sneakers and socks because they're going to get just drenched. So I'm wearing flip-flops. But the problem is when you're wearing flip-flops and you're a tourist, you walk all over the fucking place. So you're just walking in fucking like 2-foot puddles because that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is. It's just wet there. It is very wet and soupy. And so your feet just get shredded because you're wearing wet shoes all day long. I just whoa, the global warming hit us so hard and now it's wet here. Choose a different place than London because that's how it looks.
Yeah. There's rats everywhere. I heard about that. I heard about that.
There were some big rats in Brighton.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Or in York when we were walking back to our B&B.
York had the rats. London had the rats. Brighton had the rats.
They were the size of a small cat.
Mm-hmm. She's not fucking kidding,
and I'm
man.
like, Jesus Christ, no wonder the plague hit here so hard. Have you seen the size of these motherfuckers? I mean, they are just living large off of trash.
They're rats with dicks this big.
Mm-hmm.
They're big fucking rats. This was an odd setting for me for it to be London, unless it was supposed to be like a cyberpunk London, which it was not a cyberpunk London. Set it someplace dry, this is Vegas, or Spain.
Well, you'd have to do a different global warming tale with Vegas where it's just hotter and more dirt.
Yeah.
The dirt multiplied or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an odd choice for, well, it's so wet. Anyways. Okay. So, despite the gloom, we, get introduced to our man, Harley Stone. Harley Stone is one tough cop. And he's so tough that even though, the other factor of the global warming that we didn't mention is that I think the smog is so bad that it has blotted out the sun. So it's dark all the time. It's like dusk. Day is dusk. Did we get that right?
Something like that. It's just raining so hard all the time that you can't see anything.
Okay.
And honestly, that happened, right? They did that with the industrialization, and didn't Churchill have to declare a national state of emergency for how fucking smoky the air was at one point?
Smog.
Smog, yes. Yeah. We gotta fucking shut this shit down. So again, they're like, oh my God, it's this happening. No, that already happened 80 years ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But despite it being dark, Harley is wearing sunglasses because he's one tough cop.
He can't see shit.
Can't see shit.
I think he has glaucoma.
Okay.
And so in order for the floaters not to bother him, he has to have those specific colored lenses on.
Okay. It's a good theory. Or maybe that they're future sunglasses. They do something futuristic
I don't know.
that we don't have.
I mean, I'm thinking of Bono and Robert Downey Jr. They both have glaucoma and they have to wear sunglasses all the time.
I didn't know Robert Downey Jr. had glaucoma.
Yeah, that's why he always has those colored lenses on. It's not a fashion thing. He has glaucoma.
Yeah, the yellow ones that show all the data. Scroll in front of his eyes. Those are pretty cool glasses.
Such an ass.
Yeah, so he gets into his soggy Jeep and he drives down to this alleyway, and he's on suspension, but also it's not just suspension, it's if you leave your house, he's on house arrest suspension, I guess. For something that do we ever find out why he's in trouble other than just being one tough cop?
He's a loose cannon.
Okay.
I mean, kind of. They allude to it, but you never know exactly what happens, which is a running theme with this whole movie. Because that's where the whole fucking flashback bullshit comes from. But that has to have been so long ago that he would have been suspended before.
Right.
So no, we don't.
Okay. All right. But the cops are out. They're following him. They're trying to find him. He goes to this alleyway, and inside the alleyway is like a red light district. Down at the end, there's a strip club, and inside he makes a phone call to HQ asking about a report, if they ever got it, and they say no. And they're like, wait, why are we talking to you? You're on suspension, and the cops are out trying to arrest you for leaving your house suspension. But here we are giving you information like it's not even a thing about a report that we never reference in this movie ever again.
Nope.
Okay. Also, we can set up this scene where this lady goes to the bathroom and she's like, hey, you look like a trustworthy type of guy. Maybe you could guard the door for me while I take a huge dump so nobody comes in and embarrasses me while I spray liquid diarrhea out of the back of the toilet and shoot it. It ricochets off of the back of the bowl onto the front of the bowl, straight onto my crotch. And then I have to spend a lot of time cleaning up that whole area down there. So to avoid the diseases, can you keep an eye out so nobody sees that happen to me? He's like, sure.
This sounds
sure,
like
whatever,
a lot
lady.
of personal experience there, Justin.
Well, yeah. Anytime I have diarrhea, I shoot it all over my balls. Who else?
That's so gross.
Everybody does that, Jackie.
Do they?
Yeah. So you know when you're in a nightclub and you're wearing a skirt, you got to have a lookout. And he looked like the type of guy that would look out for poop crotch.
I think it's the technical term is a phase 3 gurgler. One that would generally require a shower afterwards.
Mm-hmm. But you're at the nightclub.
Maybe you guys should invent the balls hammock for toilets where you go to the bathroom and then you sit and then it's got like a little hammock and you rest your business on it.
Yeah, just like to the side of your leg someplace.
It's like an army helmet for your balls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Upside down.
And then
flushable.
Got the cowboy hat to protect you from the toilet and the ball cap to protect you from your own poo.
yeah, and then they're disposable,
Right.
so then you just take the hammock off, right? And then you just throw it away.
Yep. Yeah, I like it.
But then your bathroom smells like shit all the time.
Well, no, you only do this at the club. These are only for the club,
Oh.
Jackie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way you don't have to have a lookout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas in the home, it's just a phase 3 gurgler and you have to take a shower afterwards.
Right. But you don't need hey, look out. Watch it. I'm going to go in there and take a phase 3 gurgler. You want to stand it out? No, you don't need to do that at home. What are you going to do? The person you're telling to is the only person that's ever going to walk in on you. So, there's no damage there. But at the club, you do need an entire genital condom for the Duke. Anyways, he does a bad job because there's tits over there. And he just walks over and starts looking at tits.
Yeah. The booby lady sort of like gives him takes off her mask halfway kind of, and then like flaps her tongue at him, and he's like, whatever. Orders 2 coffees with extra sugar for no fucking apparent reason other than to really hit it home that he likes that.
Yep, and he's a tough guy.
Because that's going to happen for the rest of the goddamn movie.
Well,
and then
you
you've
know
got
that he's dealing with his partner's death by living off of coffee, sugar, and chocolate.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you've got a weird situation where something's about to happen, and the movie isn't doing a very good job telling you at first. The music's kind of coming up. But then the movie does something that I've never seen before, which I've written down as suspense tits.
Suspense tits.
So as the suspense is building and the audio is kind of bringing up, and you see him wandering around doing nothing, and a lady in the bathroom having a hard time, there you hear this, and it's coming up, and you're like, I guess something's going to happen here. But then on screen, what really happens is the lady takes her top off and starts kind of minor jiggle. And then as it gets more, there's like more jiggle. And then there's a violent jiggle where it's like, and she's like, blah, 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 boobies, high RPM gyration. And then when it happens, and Rutger Hauer is like wandering around, and I only know that he has a psychic connection to the quote unquote monster because it says so in what I was reading about this, because I never fucking got that in the movie.
I did not.
But then when it happens, she stops and just like throws her boobs way out, and the killing happens at the same time, and you're like, they juxtaposed the murder suspense with boobs.
Yep. Suspense tits.
Suspense tits. Huh.
Because the toilet.
And I don't know how you guys didn't get that he had a psychic connection. I mean, they had a whole scene where they were talking about it while they're having breakfast.
Yeah, but it's mumbo jumbo, Jackie. It's not that we didn't get it. It's that it's mumbo jumbo. It's not like you're psychic. Yeah, I can see things. That means you're psychic. Okay. And then they move on. Cool.
Well, there's a lot of, we'll get to that scene when that happens, because if that was discussed there, I am unable to focus on the other things that are happening that I'm not supposed to be focused on in that scene.
Right. Okay, so anyways, the toilet lady, she gets killed. She screams. He runs in there. She's also in the men's bathroom. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but there was urinals in there. So,
Yeah, there was a big sign on the door that said gents, and that's why he was looking out.
So maybe this wouldn't have happened if she'd gone to, the ladies' room. I don't know. Just saying. It's a little quirk. What are you doing in there, lady? Her heart's been ripped out, and on the mirrors, I'm back, written in blood, which makes you think, okay, this is not. I think this movie is going in a different direction than where it actually is going at this point. This is like this is going to be like a movie written by James Patterson, right? And it's going to have Morgan Freeman in it and a lady. Going to be one of those movies. Is that what's going on here?
We've already got him on suspension, even though he's on the case, that this is, and then the killer's back. But wasn't he there already? Because he's already on the case.
Correct.
And suspended from it to his house.
Okay. So then he's like, you saw something, you saw something, you saw something. And the only witness that he has is a dog. So he asked the dog, tell me what you saw, Sparky. The dog goes, oh.
No, he calls him dickhead.
Dickhead.
Tell me what you saw, dickhead.
He talks to a dog. Okay.
Again, he's going to do it later, too.
And the dog's just looking at him like, yeah, okay, buddy, whatever.
So looking down at the dog does lead him to a blood trail, and he follows it. And he goes outside, and there's nobody there. And so then he gets bonked or pulled in by his partner, or I don't know, or his future partner, one of the cops. He's thrown in lockup for being a nutcase, right?
That's what it says. And then he's like in there, and he's going batshit crazy. But then it cuts to the armorer, and he's like, here's my gun.
Here's your gun. You're back.
So was he in lockup, or did he just go back to work and fucking crazy go nuts, shake down one of his buddies for no reason, and then be like, okay, here's my gun.
Well,
they put him in lockup, and then
Okay.
what happens is they release him, and the armor guy goes, hey, here's your gun, but if you want your cannon, you have to go see the chief.
Oh.
Meanwhile,
So then he gives him the gun that he has to give back immediately at door number 2.
I'm going to need your gun and
Yeah.
your badge. Don't worry, I'll give this back to you here for no reason here in a little while. But I need it for right now. Okay. Because his new partner's like, man, that guy was crazy. I never knew we could have a cop on the force like that would be so nutty. Good thing I'll never have anything to do with him again. Well, see you later, Chief, whatever, Thrasher. I don't even know what your job is. And Thrasher's like, no, we got to let him back on the street because he's so good.
He's the best goddamn cop there ever was.
Even though he's
been fired from everywhere.
Loose cannon. Been in jail like 17 times for being crazy and shooting up the place. But goddammit, he isn't one good cop.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's just me, but Alan Armstrong, who is Thrasher, and Peter Pottswaite,
Okay.
who is supposed to be Paulson, who is, his butthole that he hates on the force.
Okay.
They look so similar that at first I thought, is that the same guy?
You know what? They were in the same movie. They were both in Braveheart.
Yeah.
And so it took me a second to figure out who was who.
Yeah. Yeah. William Wallace.
I thought they were twins for a second.
William Wallace kills them both. Guts them. Sticks his big broadsword. Chops legs off. And then he grabs it, lifts the leg up, is like, roars like a barbarian. He gets him circumrolled.
You're having a hard time telling them apart, and I'm like, neither one of these guys should be in this movie.
Right.
Like, Rutger Hauer, you should probably be in this movie.
Yeah, you're fine here, Rutger Hauer.
Kim Cattrall, unfortunately, at this time in your career, you're in this movie.
You're fine here.
Those two, I'm like, I don't know why you guys are in this.
Yeah,
to be very honest.
Okay, so new partner, and they meet with the chief. He gives him his gun back, but first he sticks it right in his face with his finger on the trigger. Not good, Chief. And they are like, I work alone because I'm one tough cop. And he's like, not anymore. I'm also a tough cop, but I'm also smart. And it's so fucking cliche shit out the ass.
It's a chef salad of Captain yelling at tough cop.
Yep. Who's got a new partner that isn't what he's used to.
Yeah. And it doesn't, because it's every trope in the scene that they just were like, everything you could say in this scene, go. And they do it. And they nail it because you can't understand what happens at any point. And it's capped by Rutger Hauer being, you know what kind of cigars I smoke? No, yours. Because he takes all of Thrasher's cigars, not a couple, all of them, and then fucking leaves.
God damn it, Harley Stone, if you're not the toughest cop I've ever seen. Usually people come in here and yell at me and tell them, I work alone, I'm a lone wolf, and then they just leave. But you spit in my face and knee me in the balls and then kiss my wife. God damn it, you're a tough cop.
And then take all of my, not a few, all of my cigars.
That's what I mostly care about, not about kissing my wife. You can go ahead and take her, please.
Yeah.
So they're leaving, but at his desk is a delivery, and he's like, hey, don't open that.
And so he comes in, and he has to give his gun out, and then give his gun back to security section 2,
right.
Key in a code to even get in.
Right.
This is like the most maximum security police station I have ever seen in a movie. And then like 8 minutes later, they're like, something came for you. And they're like, who brought that? I don't fucking know. What do you mean? It was damn near impossible to get in here.
Not to mention, the only person that could have delivered this is the monster.
Did an 8-foot Venom monster bring that? I don't know. We don't have very good security here. I'm afraid you do. I can't even bring my gun into my cop job.
There's a keypad that I have to put in. It's gated. And so the monster just comes in like wearing a bad FedEx uniform.
Yes.
Don't mind me. Just making my rounds.
The monster has to Bugs Bunny the package in here.
Right. How are you today, officers? Rawr. I mean, not rawr. I got a cold. Stupid. Anyways, inside the delivery is a half-eaten heart from the lady in the bathroom earlier. And it's got a big bitey chunk taken out of it. Yummy.
And it's on ice, and you're like, oh, that's nice of you to do that.
Kept it, I mean, so it didn't decompose? I don't fucking understand the monster's motivations here.
Help the evidence, people?
Right? Okay. So Stone, he goes back to the club, and he's laying down on the ground, and he talks to the dog again. You saw it. You saw the monster. Tell me, damn it. Be a snitch.
And then he feeds the dog chocolate, which you shouldn't do.
Shouldn't do. He gets a call about a new murder. So they go and check it out. And it's another heart been ripped out. And so they're looking around and looking for clues. And then there's a giant rat that he fucking blows away because I think it was going to attack his Detective Dick Durkin.
Something.
Dick Durkin had a rat on his shoulder, and he didn't even realize it.
I'm not sure. I'm still not sure because the rat's like, ah.
Yeah, but then it's like he's got blood all over his shoulder. Like that's
did
where
you
the
see
rat got blown away
The
from.
rat get blown apart, Jackie. It stuck to the wall. Like it was messy. So I think that there was just some exploding rat that landed on him. I don't think the rat was actually on him. I think it just blew up. Went everywhere. Right? Anyone taught like exploding rats?
How many of you guys have shot a rat?
0?
I don't
0.
know.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
If we shot
I'm just gonna
rats.
go with it. Sounds okay.
Okay. Right. So yeah, it gets blasted into 2028. There's blood on the ceiling, probably from the rat that you just exploded. But they find a pattern.
Also,
yeah,
I'm still stuck on these fucking cigars that he stole.
Mm-hmm.
So they wander around and tough cop out with each other
Right.
stupidly for a little bit. And then he like can't light his cigar because his lighter's not good. So he fucking chucks the cigar out the window.
Right.
Like brand new cigar that he just stole from the...
It's not the cigar that's the problem, buddy.
It's not the cigar's fault. Also, what's out the window? The crime scene is inside. What the fuck are you doing?
So yeah, this blood on the ceiling, it has an occult pattern to it that has something to do with the Zodiac sign for Scorpio.
Yeah. Well, is it blood or did the monster give him the raspberry?
Ooh.
Because it looks like raspberry jam to me.
It's pretty jammy. It's pretty jammy up here.
I think that the monster just really likes that song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's like, oh, guys, I like this song. Do you remember when I killed your partner in September?
What does that have to do with the blood? I don't...
Because the Zodiac sign is a scorpion, and that's when the sign is September.
Okay.
So
I guess some of you would get that joke.
I thought Scorpio was November.
I thought Scorpio was September.
Do you
Hold on, I
remember-
gotta look it up now.
When I killed your partner in November. Okay.
Well, September was Aries.
Yeah, I
Or
think it's
Taurus,
Aries.
Yeah.
I don't think she fucking knows, dude. I think she just wanted to sing that song.
Oh, it's October
Yeah.
to November.
Yep. Applaud Jackie, everyone, for her terrible joke.
It was gonna work.
It wasn't.
It was.
Even in the cold November rain, I killed your partner.
Or he's like, I painted this on the roof because it's October and I really like Reggie Jackson.
Yeah. Right? Playoffs. Yankees. Okay. I must kill Frank Drebin. So he gets the mold back from the lab of the bite marks, and they're huge, chompy, pointy teeth. Damn.
He needed the mold for that.
Yeah. Didn't know that it was huge, chompy, pointy teeth.
Yeah, you'd be like, that is a shark actually ate half that heart from the looks of it.
The killer rabbit of Numenor. I can't remember where the killer rabbit is from, actually, but it's like Numenor. Look at the bones! What, behind the bunny? God damn it. I just want to go watch that. Okay, so Stone, he's like, and he gets his psychic connection, and he starts blasting his gun all over the fucking, like, alleyway, and a bunch of cops dive on him and point their guns at him, and he's like, oh, whoopsie. And so he's taken back to HQ through heavy security, and I guess he's going to get put in lockup. No, he's just going to have a talk with Thrasher again about being a tough cop. And so they go down to the gun range, and he's still got his fucking RoboCop gun that he blows fucking shit away with in the gun range. Now you guys don't have a gun range because you let him shoot it up. All that shit's gone. He's got exploding bullets.
Well, and I really like that London has like wood figures that you shoot at, not the paper.
Well, you got exploding bullets, Jackie. You know, it's got to be a little bit more.
It's a rocket sidearm.
Yeah, you can't just shoot at paper with that. So he dishes his partner, and he goes to his dead partner's grave because, as we learned earlier, we should address this. His partner died, and he thinks it's because of this monster, even though he doesn't know it's a monster quite yet, fully. But so then he banged his partner's wife, and then he was like, yeah, I don't know, I gotta go. And he never came back to her.
Or she left, or something. But either way, what begins here is the most run I've seen on any character that doesn't have anything to do with anything. Foster McClane, you see his name, you see his face. They say Foster McClane like 30 times for the rest of the movie, and you know who Foster McClane is? Fucking nobody.
Nobody. Has nothing
He's fucking nobody.
Like, he just was an ancillary person that got murdered. That's it.
Maybe.
He's as important to the plot as the lady who had the diarrhea. That's his role. He is a victim. That's it. It's pretty stupid. Okay, so he finds this widow there. Her name is Michelle, and he's like, "Hey, how you been?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm back. Can I stay at your place?" And he's like, "Boo, oh boy."
He doesn't even hesitate. She's like, "When was the last time you slept?" And he was like, "Not for a couple of days." So he's also on the cocaine.
Okay.
Is what I'm thinking.
All right.
It's just the coffee and the sugar and the chocolate. That's all he eats. He's gonna if he stops at any point, he's gonna crash and get fussy.
My place.
I told Justin it's like he's on the fast track to the diabetes.
Yeah, you're gonna, I don't know, want to get a hotel, something. Probably, yeah.
Something.
Probably sleep in the subway would be better than my place. But yeah, come on back, check it out. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
At first, you're like, so you live in the corner of a manufacturing facility. Uh-huh. But through the movie, it does give you enough of his apartment that you're like, wow, you've really done a bad job with your apartment. This is an apartment. You suck.
You are not getting your rental deposit back, buddy.
Yeah, what? I mean, there's fucking pigeons. I loved this part when she first comes in and the pigeons keep like flying at her head.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, holy shit. And she's got this really nice coat on and everything. And he's like, you might want to watch where you step because there's a lot of oil in here.
Grease.
Grease. I got a lot of greasy things.
Uh-huh. Care to... Nope,
Okay.
Never mind. I don't need an explanation. I will stay in the subway instead.
And this is probably a little bit of a view into how problematic shooting this thing was, even though it's so problematic and they got it done in 8 weeks is kind of crazy. But what they had to do to get the pigeons in this many shots and to do what they got here had to just be awful.
Yeah.
Like there's pigeons on people's faces for a while through this sequence.
And shit everywhere. There's going to be shit everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, but she's willing to stay there, which is just baffling to me.
Yep.
Baffling.
He's like, yeah, I got a pigeon problem, but I can't kill them. Those are the words he says. I can't kill them, which could go both ways. Like, I just got a heart of gold as a tough cop, and I just can't kill them. But you could open a door. But I think he does want to kill them. He just can't fucking hit them because he's like blasting up his apartment. I can't kill them. I tried. They're fuckers. Have you ever tried killing a pigeon? They're dodgy. I got a rocket gun.
Well,
can't hit him.
No. I wonder if he's keeping them around for food or companionship.
They're his friends, I'm thinking.
I think they're his friends.
They have to be his friends. If you're not friendly with a pigeon, it's not just going to hang out on your fucking head. Because later a pigeon just fucking hangs out on his head.
He's buying loaves of bread and just laying out slices for him before he goes to work. Like, okay, guys. And that's why he's like, the windows are broken. And she's like, what? But I can open this crappy door because the pigeons won't fly out of the door, but they will fly out the window. So the windows are broken. I'm not opening a goddamn window. The pigeons will escape.
My friends.
All right. So they fall asleep on the couch with the pigeons. He wakes up and ditches her, and he plays a prank on his buddy. It's pretty dick, or his partner. But they drive away, and I don't know, I guess they're just going to go, what are we doing today, partner? Well, we're going to go and have some exposition over eggs, because we're not looking for clues or anything, but we're going to talk about each other's past.
Yeah. Well, let's go have breakfast after I brush my teeth with sugar coffee.
Yeah, right.
And smoke a cigarette.
Maybe
the
toilet.
Did you guys see that part where he was in his apartment and he looks down at the coffee cup and it's got a cigarette in it and he's like, fuck it. And he drinks the coffee anyway.
Yep, old coffee.
Yeah.
He's a tough cop. I'm telling you, man. All right.
He's a cop with some bad diarrhea.
Jackie, you're going to tell me that he talks about the psychic connection during this next scene where they're at breakfast. So that's when this happens? Because I can't get that because of what's happening at breakfast. One, I'm pissed off about Nights in White Satin being on again.
Yeah.
Two, all of a sudden, Durkin becomes so focused on Hauer's breakfast, it's just like this giant plate of sausages, that I can't stop being focused on this plate of sausages that he's having for breakfast and seems to be enjoying it. They are talking to each other. I can't get any of it. Because Durkin's just like, man, those sausages. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's actually a lot of sausages, Hauer. What the fuck is going on here? And then midway through it, Hauer's like, oh, I can't eat this many sausages. And Durkin's like, fucking A, man.
Fuck yeah.
And he starts eating his breakfast. And it's like, so you're that much of an idiot that you just ordered the wrong breakfast, got jealous of the other breakfast, and then lucked out because he can't eat all of it.
And then when he puts the first sausage in his mouth, he's like, oh my God, these are amazing. I've never had sausages before. What the fuck?
So I'm sure things were said, but all I got
I seriously,
was...
I'll paraphrase. It was seriously this. It was no more complex than this, no matter what Jackie wants to church it up as. So you see things. Yeah. Okay, you're psychic. Yeah.
Yeah, because the monster scratched me.
That's it. But nobody else is. It makes no, it's stupid. You're inferring that he's psychic because the monster scratched him. You don't even realize the monster scratched him for like another 3 scenes.
Well, in my defense, he's the only one that has survived. The monster scratch. It was the monster scratch. The monster scratch. It was a graveyard smash. The monster smash. The monster scratch.
And he's like, hey, Durkin, what's that steering wheel on the front of your pants? And he's like, yar, it's driving me nuts. Because Durkin's a pirate now.
Yep, right.
Which will fit into his mental capacity later when you realize that his real problem is that he's fucking 9 years old.
Meanwhile, the monster is at his place, and Judo chops a hole, a shotgun-shaped hole into the trunk of his shotgun-carrying Jeep trunk, and is now a shotgun-wielding monster who is stalking Kim Cattrall, who the only connection is the monster maybe ate her husband.
But probably not.
But where are you getting probably not?
He got him.
Yeah, where are you getting probably not?
He got his husband.
I think he got eaten.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they say that the husband's DNA is part of the monster's DNA.
Yeah.
So how long has this monster been fucking around then?
A bit.
He kills every 5 years.
A bit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The partner got pulled into the water, the water of England, like Luke Skywalker did in the trash compactor, and that's the last we see of him. And the whole flashback, Rutger Hauer's like, "Where'd you go? Hey, where'd you go?" He's not like, "Oh no!" He's he was just right there. Okay. That's weird.
So I guess we're not getting those beers?
Guess we're not getting the beers. Okay. So the monster's in there, and the boys get a call about an intruder, and they give the address, and it's his place. Oh my God, we got to go back. Wait, we're all the way across town at my favorite diner. We'll never make it in time. No, they make it like it's just down the street. Why did we even drive?
I guess.
Why did we take the car?
And this is where I'm really starting to wonder about Kim Cattrall's character, because not only does she get up, and he has put chocolates on the fridge to shape like a heart, but she eats one off of this dirty ass fridge, and then she goes and gets into his shower, which has an ashtray sitting next to it, and you can only assume that the shower is just fucking black rings and mold, because that's the way the rest of his place is. And I'm like, wow, this woman does not care.
No, she's down. She's used to it by now.
The only thing that would have made this better for her is if this would have been a trailer.
No, the only way this would have been better for her, Jackie, is if she had a sandwich in the shower. That's the type of person she is. She's a sandwich eater in the shower. Like, tomatoes are falling off. One stuck to her tit.
Yeah, and it's a sandwich that she made with his food in his fridge, which is like green ham. Just a green ham sandwich that she put a fucking rusted piece of chocolate on. It's like, nom, shower time. Oh no, the green ham's all over me.
Hilarious. Okay, so they bust in and they're like, shit, my girlfriend, she's naked. Good thing you weren't in here, Dick Durkin. And she's like, well, I screamed because the water got cold, but I didn't want to stop eating my sandwich, so I stayed in here. If the water got cold, get the fuck out. She's like bloody murdered screamed.
Yes.
Then she stayed in there. But the new scream comes down. It was down the hall. So they go downstairs. Oh no, we're too late. The monster's already here, and it's got a shotgun.
So one, the monster is like, oh, I'm gonna get your girlfriend. Oh wait, there's another lady down there. Hold on for a minute. I'll go kill her. 2 for 1. Oh, double dipping. Nice.
And so he starts blasting the shotgun, and the partner takes one of the tum-tum, goes flying through the window.
Okay, so yes, the partner won. Their tactical maneuvers are the worst that I've seen in any cop movie ever. Yeah. He just like pirouettes and like bunny hops into the open center of this room that they're trying to clear and gets blasted with a shotgun out the second story window. That is what happens to him.
Yeah.
He is dead.
He didn't make it. He did not. He is an ex-cop. All right, so then Stone, he proceeds to do a series of shotgun dodging barrel rolls, much like
and the monsters,
Frank Drebin again in his apartment. When
this is some really bad editing and shooting. Like the shots were angles were bad, and the editor couldn't do anything with it, and they just went anyway. Because this really just looks like there's a couple of shots where a monster looks to be like cock stroking a shotgun. And then Rutger Hauer is in a gunfight with himself, jumping over things.
He's just flying all over the place. It's hilarious. And the monster's like, oh, I'm out of here. I ran out of ammo. So he splits, but on his way out, he bites Michelle. Like, hey, I don't have all the time for you that I promised you, but I'm just going to take a nibble. Chomp, chomp.
Nibble. And then she's like, oh my God, it bit me. And he goes, don't worry about that. And leaves.
Yeah, right.
I would worry about that. Isn't this monster the whole thing that we're worried about?
And by this time, there is now a significant presence of people outside. And so when he gets out there, the cops are pulling the body away. And because the lady in the apartment, she also got her heart ripped out. Or no, she didn't. She makes it. Right?
She dies, but
he didn't get the heart.
The heart,
okay.
the heart hasn't been ripped out.
And they're like, he starts hyperventilating because he sees this kid, and they're like, hold on, stop saving the other cop's life, and that lady that got bit by a monster. Clearly, this guy's got asthma.
He just sees some kid, and the kid's like, hi, I am a child of innocence, and he just loses his shit.
You saw him, didn't you?
Saw who, my daddy? He's a nice man. Not your daddy, the monster. How dare you call my daddy a monster? That's my wife's boyfriend, Gary. He's the monster. What? Like he's got black claws and he's from hell? Well, no, he's just drunk all the time, and he tells my mom she's a waste of a person. And you guys aren't gonna help me out of this joke, are you? Just gonna let me?
No, we're not. We're just trying to see how long you monster mash your way through this one.
You know? Yeah. He's got a Fiero. He sucks.
He hates Margaret Thatcher.
He's a monster. Okay. So he hyperventilates, and he has flashback to where the monster clawed him, and he wakes up in the hospital, and we see that it got him pretty good.
Yeah, whoever was on stitch-up duty that day really took a break. Like, wow, holy fuck, that's bad.
I think
scars.
he died, Jackie. I don't think the scars are the problem. I think that monster killed him.
Yeah. So
it tore half of his body apart. And you're like, wow, bad stitches. Really? He survived.
He lived and still has an arm.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm going to use this arm that shouldn't be attached to me to punch a guy who's fucking dead.
Yeah, he's fucking dead.
Because he mentions something after he has a gunfight with him. So he's like, I got to find Durkin. Mm-hmm. And he sees the kid, loses his shit, ends up locked up, and now he's been medically cleared. And Durkin's like, hey. And I'm like, is this a flashback? No. Durkin is fine.
I thought it was a
dream
sequence.
He took buckshot to the chest, went out of a window, and he's got a scratch on his cheek.
Yep. You never heard of a
How-
bulletproof
He had a
vest?
Yeah, he had a bulletproof vest on, and they were on the first floor. So
And a
it's not like
parachute?
No, they were not on the first floor, Jackie.
No.
They were on the second floor because he lives on the third floor, and they went down a flight of stairs.
Okay, maybe the pigeons saved
Yeah,
him.
pigeons might have came in.
They were like, "Oh no, it's our landlord's friend. Gotta help."
A friend of my friend is a friend, said the pigeon.
You got a friend in pigeons. You
So
got
Durkin-
a friend in pigeons.
So what the movie is telling us is don't worry about Durkin, he's fine, and
He's
we
fine.
just have to do that.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
totally fine.
Yep, he's still in this movie. So Stone, he gets called into the chief's office, and there they say, "We've got some more information after you accosted that other officer, but we're not going to deal with that on Stinger Madness because who cares?" The fingerprints came in, and there's a DNA match to that partner who we saw at the beginning of the movie's grave. Oh yeah,
And you
And-
and the other victims.
and you and the other victims, and now your girlfriend, who is also the wife of that dead guy from that scene.
Foster McClane.
Foster McClane's DNA. It's riddled with Foster McClane's DNA. You still
And your
tapping Foster
DNA.
McClane's wife's butt? Tapping that ass, Foster McClane?
There, it kind of, so Durkin shows back up and he's like, it doesn't, well, the movie's like, hey, this monster has the DNA of all of its victims.
And we can't forget to mention that it's also got rat DNA.
And rat DNA.
Uh-huh.
And you go, what the fuck does that mean? Because they're like, what does it mean? And you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Well, Satan, I'll break
No,
this down.
no,
for you
no,
guys.
we're not
No,
there yet.
no,
We
we're not
are
there yet.
There yet.
We're
Are you
not
kidding
there
me?
yet.
Damn it.
Are you kidding
Where
me?
we are now is that the movie goes, it's got the monsters, DNA consuming monster. And he's like, what does it mean? And you're like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, the only thing
and
I
then
can
in the
think-
next scene, Durkin's like, you know, that DNA shit's wrong sometimes. You're like, whoa, what the fuck does that mean?
The only thing I can think of, or what I was thinking at this point, is back to the Xenomorphs, is like where the people are stuck to the wall, you know, and they're like, kill me. You know what I'm talking about in Aliens?
Yes.
The whole Marines are stuck to the wall. I think they are like turning into liquid goo, so their DNA becomes part of like the structure of the Queen itself. That's what I'm thinking of.
When they're stuck to the wall, it's because they've been stuck there so that they can host another xenomorph.
But
The
I
face
thought they were
sucker's
also
gotten to them
getting turned into liquid goo. I thought it was eating them too.
from the outside in.
Right,
Either way, they're going to be xenomorphs soon.
Right. Well, the xenomorph.
That doesn't matter because this isn't working like that at all because that works in some way that works.
Yeah. Yeah, the DNA thing
Whereas-
doesn't really work. I just thought maybe it was like, I think there was an X-Files episode too where like a serial killer was like absorbing DNA, and so like he could what's that called? Not be a chameleon. What's that called?
Maybe.
A shapeshifter.
I don't know.
You could, if he killed you,
Sure.
he could shapeshift into you. But he had to eat you
Well,
too. I thought.
apparently the monster is not using that technique.
No, it is not. It is definitely not. This is pretty one-dimensional monster here at this point. It just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so
He's 1.1 dimensional because if he was completely one dimensional, he wouldn't decide, hey, I need a shotgun.
yeah, I'm going in locked and loaded, baby. So the last victim, she still has her heart, as we're mentioned, and so they're like, oh my god, it's gonna come back and get her because it didn't finish the job because it has to eat hearts of like it can't leave. These are good sausages. I can't leave them on the table.
Sure.
Kind of logic, like yummy, yummy. That was gonna be a good one. I gotta get that heart, not just some
Yeah.
bum off the fucking street that nobody's gonna miss at all, or some street
Well, here's
workers.
the deal, Justin, is that the street urchins that he was killing, they were so high on drugs and alcohol that he spent
that
the
whole
last
thing.
5
Yeah.
years
Detoxing.
in kind of this
Yeah.
haze, and so then he went and got treatment from Monsters Anonymous.
Monster rehab.
Yeah, and then he was like, okay, now I'm going to go back to killing decent citizens.
My name's Steve, and I used to suck dick for crack. Monster's like, oh yeah, that's tough stuff. We haven't heard from you yet. I am not a monster. And I used to suck dick for crack. Hello, not a monster. You're so brave. You're so brave. Monster
Either way,
has a breakdown at that day. He's crying. Oh. I think we've really made some progress today, not a monster.
Through all of the DNA incomprehensible nonsense, the one thing that is decided by both parties of buddy copdom is we need bigger guns.
Well, no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Oh, we're not there yet?
So they run to the morgue, and they find "For You" written in blood, which also doesn't ever pay off. Like, they're supposed to open up the curtain and there's going to be like some sort of clue, but it's just, he just wrote "For You." Some dead people that died of other causes than me.
And they're embalming them in the morgue, not the mortuary?
Maybe
is that what's happening here?
Maybe it's
Soylent, they're all hooked up to stuff.
Maybe it's Soylent Green time also in 2008. I don't know. Maybe that's what happened.
Either way, this is supposed to be creepy and cool looking and futuristic, but it's like, what the fuck is happening here?
What the fuck is going on?
And then they're like, the monster's in the roof. It's running around. You're like, hey, the monster's in the fucking roof. How the fuck did it get in here again? I guess it's easy to get in here if you're a monster, but not if you actually work here.
Right.
And they're like, what do you think that is? And I'm like, gee, I don't know, Dick. I'm pretty sure the fucking monster's in the roof. Because they're not convinced.
Could be rats. Could be rats.
Could be rats. Maybe my pigeons got out.
Either way, the monster's walking around on what's that commercial building roof material that's not actually
suspended ceiling.
Yeah, it's not actually. It's strong.
It's foam.
It's foam.
It's really weak.
Yeah. There's always like water damage in it, or like you go to a bar and you see it, they're all brown because of the cigarette smoke, or that used to be when this was America.
There to look like a ceiling because there's actually about 3 feet of pipes and wires and shit up there. Right.
Yeah. But he's up there just schmeving around. And he's a big monster. They say he's like 8 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
He's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He weighs a lot. He's not going to be able to walk up there. Anyways, so he drops down and they start shooting at it. And they're like, oh, God, we hit it a bunch of times, but it didn't do a goddamn thing. Because that thing is, he finally realizes, the partner realizes he's fighting a monster. And it busts through the security door while making a weird sound, not like a ran through the wall like Kool-Aid Man sound. It made like a sound, like howler monkeys or something. It was weird. It was a
Trogdor.
Yeah, it was Trogdor. It's a weird sound. Anyways, so he's like, yeah, we're gonna need big fucking guns.
Mm-hmm.
Big fucking guns.
And he goes fairly bananas on the Dick goes bananas on the big guns for quite a while.
Big fucking guns. Big fucking guns. Gonna need a bigger fucking boat. All right.
And the monster just fucks off, and they walk through the police station, and no one else has seen the fucking monster besides them.
Wait, that was a monster? Oh shit! Because he told me he was not a monster. Like,
he told me he was the FedEx guy.
Yeah. He looked like the FedEx guy, but this time he was like, "Yo, I'm just looking for the bathroom. Is it down here? I'm not a monster."
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't see any monster. The Candygram guy came by. Gave another box of hearts to us.
Oh my God. Candygram from Mongo. So, bigger guns. All right, now that we've got the big guns, what do you think we're dealing with here? It's like 8 feet tall, has giant claws, and we can't shoot at it very well because it's fast. And even if we hit it, it's too tough. What do you think we got? Well, I know that it likes Scorpio. Oh, God damn it.
Before we get there, they'd get the big guns, but they also get the Megatron flash grenade.
The Megatron flash grenade, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Good thing. So anyways, as I was saying, Scorpio, we saw on the wall. Scorpio is a water sign, and it's really wet here. And rats, there's rats. And rats are, you see wet rats in the water, like in Indiana Jones and Last Crusade, and he hates rats, and rats are bad, but they're also associated with plague and disease. Well, plague and disease is one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and the four horsemen of the apocalypse were sent in by, well, you guessed it, it's Satan!
Wait, what?
The monster, I think, is Satan.
Is Satan?
I think it's Satan.
Is it Satan? Are you sure?
I think it might be
Well,
Satan.
who else could it be?
Who else
could it be?
Could it be
What's he doing?
Satan?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
He's
Doing Satan things.
Okay, all right. So Satan's like, okay, well, it's pretty wet up there. I'm a Scorpio because I'm Satan, and
I'm Satan.
I like the beach. I like the beach, and I like swimming with the dolphins. I do a little snorkeling here and there. So I think I'll go up to Earth, and you know what? I get hungry. I'm a hungry guy.
Hungry Satan. Recreationally, I enjoy human skeet shooting.
I am Satan after all.
After all.
That's what I do in hell. Purgatory. There's a lot of fun things to do in Purgatory, but it's, it doesn't have the beach. So I'm just taking a break. Satan, it's Death Takes a Holiday, but it's Satan.
Because he's going to gather souls this way? You're like, what, 6?
Why not?
Like he's taking a break from doing that.
Why
that's what he's doing.
You could just hang out, Satan. They're gonna come to you either way. Like you're doing fine on the souls count, buddy. Like your souls quota. It's looking pretty good this month. Looking pretty good for you, Satan. I don't think we need more. I think you need to actually take some downtime. I think you should go to the beach. No. Don't go to the beach because you're just going to eat people's hearts.
Yeah.
I love how Jackie was raring to go on this whole section. And now she's just got a blank stare because I think she's back to shopping on Amazon and has nothing to say.
No, I just think that you're drawing it out. Move on.
It's the whole hook of the movie, Jackie. How can we not draw it out? The monster
so what is Satan?
Is Satan.
So, Jackie, what does Satan want?
I don't know. I mean, it just kind of seems like he comes around every 5 years just to fuck with this guy because he's like, I hate you. You stole my line at the hot dog stand, and now I've got a personal vendetta against you.
He does.
So wherever you go, you piece of shit, every 5 years for the 5th year, the entire year, I'm going to murder people in your district just to be an asshole. And then I'm going to go back and start the rotation again with Steve over here because he took my coffee at Starbucks.
I'm back, said Satan.
What are you going to do this week, Satan? Oh, I'm going to go fuck with Harley Stone. He's way easier to fuck with than John Constantine.
Yeah, I mean, it is fucking stupid. And look, there's nothing in this movie that concretely makes the monster Satan. He's a DNA monster, right?
DNA monster.
I don't think Satan really bothers with the DNA. I don't think he can really get his blood or anything like that. He might not, he's Satan. But the other thing is like, this is all just postulating because he left the Scorpio sign in blood on the ceiling of one place and it had a circle around it.
What if he is trying to get his Ancestry.com numbers up?
Okay.
Because Genghis Khan has so many descendants, and he's like, fuck that guy.
Satan.
I could get more descendants than him. So he kills a bunch of people, and then he's like, ha ha. And then he sends in a new sample, and he's like, ha ha ha. I am now everybody's dad.
Except for Genghis. I'm descendant of Genghis Khan, said Satan. No.
No.
He's like, that fucking prick.
That guy really did bang everybody. Good for you, Genghis. Too bad it was rape, but, really got those numbers up there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, Chamberlain, got nothing. Anyways, yeah, so I'm not convinced that it's Satan. I think it's like...
So it's Dick's just an idiot.
Yeah, I think he's just an idiot.
Because you could be like, okay, so it's just some minor demon from hell. That actually makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense.
But not at all.
Or it could be somebody that's obsessed with the Zodiac. It's such loose evidence. What about Mimic? What about Mimic with Mira Sorvino?
Mimic.
Isn't it a Mimic?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, that would be. No, it's Satan.
It's Satan. Top of the list. The number. Wait, so we're going to go wonder how we're going to put an APB up for a guy with horns and a tail and he answers to Lucifer? Says the chief.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we're doing. On
Yep.
what basis do you put this on? Not much. It's pretty loose. Oh my God. Not to mention they've got Satan's DNA. I think we could use that. I think we could do something with that.
Well, we could definitely find what is that? The Antichrist?
Yeah, no kidding. That's a really good way to find Damien there.
Meanwhile, they're like, so what do we, because the chief's like, oh, fuck off, you fucking assholes. I fucking hate you. I was totally wrong about you in every goddamn way. Bye. And they're like, hey, let's just go back to your apartment and wait for Satan, I guess. Because that's what they do, right, Jackie? They just like, go, okay, let's fuck it. We're just going back to your apartment to wait for Satan.
It kind of seems that way. Like there's no reason for them to be there. They're just like, well, I guess we're out of things to do right now. Let's go eat some chocolate that I put on the front of the fridge. Oh, that bitch ate all the heart. So that means we're down to 5 pieces now, buddy.
I got some more.
Have we gotten to the point where he has converted the partner into sugar, coffee, and chocolate?
Yeah. He's in on it too.
That was right around the time.
Satan did that, Jackie.
So they go back to his apartment. She's there.
Yeah. She is there.
She went back and she's taking a bath and he's like, what are you doing?
No.
Like,
they open up the fridge to get more chocolate and there's a heart inside of it.
Oh, yeah.
Whose heart is that? I guess the lady that lived downstairs? His neighbor?
Maybe.
His landlady?
There's some rando that he, on the way, was like, oh, yeah.
He's like, don't touch
another
it.
Two
don't
for
touch
one,
it.
Another 2 for 1 special.
And he just chucks it out the window.
Yeah, like, here you go, the street. Here's some evidence.
Happy birthday to the ground.
Yeah. CSI is going to love me again.
That's my landlady's heart. She was a bitch.
And that's what, so Kim Cattrall had apparently come in and then opened up the fridge to bloody murder and been like, am I not sure if this is bloody murder? And then she grabs the heart and goes, oh my God, it's bloody murder. And then freaks out and goes and takes a bath. And that's where they find her is like, she's kind of losing her shit in the bathtub, can't get the bloody murder off her hands. And they're like, so you opened the fridge, saw it, and grabbed it, and now you're freaked out by it?
Wait, why are you freaked out by it? That was just trash. I just threw it away out onto the street. It's no biggie. God.
Can't hurt you anymore. I threw it in the street.
I threw it to the rats. It's good. Just creating more Satans. Wait, Satan what? And then she's like, Foster McLean's mom killed herself today. And he's like,
what?
Okay. All right. Let's move past that. Because it never has no bearance on this film at all.
Don't worry about that.
All right, you good? Yeah, I'm good now. So the monster's now after her because it bit her and it's got to finish the job thing, right?
Well, apparently, because of the psychic connection, it has to get the three of them, and then it's job done for Satan, and he can go back to other Satan business, I guess.
Okay, in their minds, still not convinced it's Satan. So they just take a nap. Good call. Dick, he calls him because he's down on the street, and he's like, "Hey, there's something down here. I'm gonna go check it out." Okay. Well, I'll come down with you. No, it's cool. I got it. No, I'll come. No. So Stone goes out and looks for him. But
before he does that, he's just like, she's trying to take a nap and he's just blowing in her ear.
He's a weird guy.
Like Satan's not ready to get all of them.
Right. You missed the key part where they took a nap after Satan coming for them. I mean,
yes.
They just take
nap time. Okay. What should we do here? Well, we should separate.
Yep.
You can just go fuck around in your Jeep, do some more Jeep Tai Chi like you were doing before or whatever. And we're going to nap on this couch that's covered in bird shit.
While Satan hunts us.
Anyways,
so Stone goes out to look for him. He finds him tied up in the trunk because that's what Satan does to him.
Oh, but not only does he just tie him up in the trunk, but he has carved the Zodiac into his stomach, chest area.
It's pretty deep.
It's not good.
It's not looking great for you there, fella.
That much skin damage, really what you can do right then is pass the fuck out for about 3 days while your body tries to heal.
If it can. There's a lot of blood loss, like a lot.
You're going into a coma, whether you like it or not. Whether it's not like a hard coma, but you're going to be asleep for a few days trying to heal from that.
Heart might stop.
And he's like, "Oh, this kind of sucks.
Oh no, it's grody."
It will be cool at the goth clubs in a couple years, but
when I fucking go to see Cannibal Corpse, I'll take my shirt off and they'll be like, "Whoa, cool, man." You're hardcore. If I don't die.
Yeah.
So they go back to the apartment where Michelle is having a very weird scene because I think Satan, whatever it is in the apartment and she shoots at it and says, "You fucking rat bastard."
Rat bastard. And I guess it nabs her. So then they come back in and tool around. And this is after we realize that Dick is 6 because he sees the apartment. He's like, "This place is awesome." So Dick blows up his kitchen.
Trying to shoot a rat.
Trying
to shoot a rat bastard.
Trying to shoot a rat bastard. And does, because after he blows up Stone's kitchen, he's like, "I hate rats, but I missed." And then Stone finds he's like, "No, you didn't." And he goes, "Cool." Except for what happened to your fucking kitchen that sucked pretty bad.
I think it might have actually helped.
Improvement.
You did the first job, which is demolition. So now let's get some trash bags.
Let's just pal around a little bit more and not try to find the woman that just got nabbed.
Hey, where's your girlfriend? Oh, yeah.
By Satan.
Oh, yeah, my girlfriend who I was supposed to be protecting from Satan.
Oh,
she's not here anymore, huh?
We screwed this up because when he first comes in there before she goes, right after she said rat bastard, you're like, "Where is Satan?" He's in the couch.
He's in the fucking couch. Yeah, you're right.
Satan is in the couch.
Never put Satan in the couch.
He's 8 feet tall. It's a big couch.
Don't get it. I don't get it. Anyways, Durkin, he passes out. And so that's when they discovered the scars on his tummy. And it's a map that leads to Cannon Street that they overlay a New York City subway map on his tummy.
Sure.
And it points to Cannon Street. And they're like, oh, God, that's on the bad part of stuff. And how are we going to get there? Well, I know a guy. You're going to like him. He catches rats.
Can we drive there? Probably.
But
why would you do that?
We'll see the rat catcher. And the rat catcher's like, oh, you can't go over there. It's all blocked off. The rat catcher does say he exposes something about
something. Either way, like what they end up like going, hey, Dick, give him your watch. And the rat catcher gets the watch. And they're like, what are you now? Are you going to sing a different tune? And he's like, his eyes in the scene go, this watch is a piece of shit. But I guess that's payment enough to guide them down 2 hallways that they could have just walked down themselves.
It takes them down to the London Underground, which has been closed because it's below the water table.
But not enough that they're below the water table.
But they're fine. It's
actually below the water table?
It's drier down there than it is on the streets.
It is drier down there.
And the whole channel goes through the ocean, so I don't think it actually fucking matters. You just sealed up. It's sealed up, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. They open up an elevator. I know the monster's in here. Bing bong. The elevators still work. Why didn't you guys just take the elevators? Oh no, Ratcatcher and his man are dead. How'd they get up here?
Dehearted. They didn't deheart these guys.
Right.
He's all full, I guess. Because they did say, for a fact, that Satan really only needs the 3 of them, and then equals profit.
Right. Okay. Well, how'd they get up there, though? They were just straight over there, and now they're in the elevator.
They were down and to the left, now they're up and to the right.
Okay.
Satan chucked him over the top. He did a hook shot. He's like, oh, this is really going to fuck with him.
Okay. So they find Michelle down another corridor, and she's dangling upside down from a ceiling because that's what Satan did to her.
I guess.
I don't know why. Is she bait?
Yeah, she's not upside down. She's just hanging by her arms.
She's hanging from the ceiling because I guess she's bait, but she was bait to begin with. And they're like,
she was bait to begin with.
Don't go break the circle of light around her. She already broke it because she's in it.
No, but if they step there, then they will fall directly into Satan's trap, even though they are in the larger circumference of Satan's trap.
Which is what?
If he stands there right there, Satan will be like, ha ha, you're so stupid, and then he'll eat his heart.
Oh.
But he doesn't do that, and they do like some swinging business, and at first, he's like, just swing over to me, and he hops up on top of the subway car, and she looks at him like, swing, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, swing, and then she eventually is like, oh, hey, this is working. And then he like Robin Hood shotguns the rope, and she's sort of safe, and Satan's like, oh, I can still get you.
I was underneath you. I'm a piranha. Rah! It springs out of the water below her. And then, so they start running down the subway car, and Satan starts smashing through it, but he's got like one hand stuck out in trying to like slowly. It's almost like Freddy.
He's
where Freddy
grab her butt.
Is like, I've got a claw hand that's big and it can go through stuff, but Freddy's just fucking with you because that's Freddy's gig, right?
Yeah.
Freddy likes to fuck with people. That makes sense. He's kind of a dick murderer. Satan is just being completely inept right here.
No, and
this
it's not
one of my favorite parts, though. The hand that's following.
It sucks. It's so bad.
It is when I laughed out loud the hardest.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, me too.
He's just
because
like,
after you see the claw come out, it like gets all the way out where his arm's just tearing through the subway car.
His forearm, not his claws.
Just the forearm, and the hand claw is wide open. And from the angle where she's running away and it's chasing her, it's just like, gonna get your butt.
Gonna get your butt. But he could just not do that.
Not do that.
So then Stone gets in the involved. Like, they get away, and now Stone's like whipping his gun around, but it's behind him, and so it fondles his face and then takes his shades.
Get some footage that they're
also
gonna
has glaucoma.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're gonna get some footage for the trailer here.
Oh man. But then Durkin's like, hey, get out of there. I got the mega bomb. Oh, yeah, that's right. And now they're like really cash about getting away from the what?
Megatron.
Okay.
Flash grenade.
Megatron flash grenade, sure. They're like, oh, okay. How much time we got? Oh, like 5 seconds. Okay. Is this far enough? Yeah, I think this should be good. What do you suppose Satan's doing in there? I don't know. Kaboom!
And it's an explosion, not a flash.
Yeah.
Because if it was the Megatron flash grenade, Satan would be like, oh, fuck, that was way brighter than I thought it would be. That should be called the Megatron flash grenade.
Good thing I got his sunglasses.
Oh, hey. But it kind of blows him up a little bit. And then
Not very much.
Not very much.
They're like, okay, well, now we got to zap it with this cable line that's over here, and all this water will electrocute it. So they fry it. No, it's still okay. That didn't work. What if we just shoot it a bunch?
No,
that didn't work.
That's not going to work.
Okay.
So they do a bunch of shit where they try to zap him and shoot him and all this other crap, but then none of it works.
Mm-hmm.
And
all while Satan is just standing there, doing nothing at this point.
Not really doing anything. And then he decides, fuck it, this is stupid. So he gets out of the subway and he just starts like arm shaking Rutger Hauer, who then arm shakes him back. And it's not wrestling, it's not struggling. There's like some face-to-face weird goopy stuff and some very little struggling happening. And then, even though there's not really tables, the tables are turned because Rutger Hauer just sort of slow dances him around the other way and then just goes, I'm going to pull your heart out, and does.
Shantira, oh sotire.
He doesn't go like,
oh sotite, shantita, oh sotite, and he pulls his heart out, and it's still beating, and the guy's like looking down at his chest, and he's like, oh, and then he gets lowered into the lava. It's pretty sweet.
He doesn't have anything where like, here's your own medicine that's bad. Or like turn the table. There's nothing to cue it off. He just kind of goes, I'm confused. Reaches in, grabs the monster's heart, and then starts looking at it like,
holy shit, I can do that?
Did I do that or not? And then the monster's like, oh, that sucks. I didn't think he was going to do that.
Oh, he's got my heart.
And then Dick's like, I guess we can shoot it a bunch now.
Yeah, right. They blow it into pretty big chunks.
And then Rutger Hauer's like, this is his heart, right? And they're like, yep. He's like, and he shoots it, and he's like, yeah, take that. You're like, what the fuck just happened?
What just happened? I don't know. It seems pretty weird day, but good thing I stole this boat.
Boat? You guys like boating? Yeah. Fucking awesome. Global warming's rad.
Oh my god, the Miami Vice theme is playing behind them while they're totally jet skiing and water skiing.
Yeah.
We just killed Satan. Yeah, I think. Oh my god, so fucking weird. So fucking weird and stupid. Oh, also there was some bubbly business in the water.
Oh, yeah.
So
maybe Satan's not dead.
Whatever it is,
even though
not dead.
His heart's been missing and shot.
Yeah. Okay, that's the end of the movie. I know Jackie doesn't want to do this, but we really got to figure this out. So was it Satan? Jackie, I'll let you go first with your theory.
No, I just don't think that they knew what else to call it.
Okay.
I just think that it was a rat. It started off as a rat. It got real big. Then the flooding happened. He got into some toxic.
So like pizza
hungry.
rat. He's big rat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's big pizza rat.
But he's
and
just
then,
a rat that ate too much.
Yeah. And then eventually he got hit by a vampire bat, and then he decided that he liked blood, but only human heart blood because that's where it was the most delicious.
Okay.
And then he just started eating hearts.
Okay, so why does he look like Venom?
Because you need teeth like that to get to the heart, and you need
Yeah.
fingernails to get to the heart.
But he's a rat.
That shit's hard to get
He's
to.
a rat.
Yeah, but he evolved based off of the genetics that he got. So at first he looked like a big fat bald guy with rat teeth.
Mhm.
And then, the more people he killed, the better looking he got, which was Venom.
Okay. So you're blaming toxic waste.
Yes.
And he is, in fact, a rat bastard.
Yes.
Okay. I'm fine with that. That's totally fine. That would check out for a science fiction movie of this caliber. I'm fine with that explanation. Sam, is he Satan?
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you why. You could very easily explain it that Dick kind of took a hop, skip, and a jump over the top of any minor demon that would fit this description better.
Mm-hmm.
You could go with anything that's actually just a mutated DNA-absorbing global warming monster, which would make sense with the script.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, that doesn't make sense. But if Satan was in a movie,
Mm-hmm.
and the movie was this stupid,
Mm-hmm.
then Satan would have to be this stupid. So, therefore, this is Satan.
Okay, so, all right, I don't know. The movie tells me it's Satan, but it doesn't seem to make sense that it's Satan in any way. It doesn't work. It's so far from working. It's worse than the shit weasels, Lenny. It's so far off from fucking reality that I can't wrap my head around it, because what now?
What now?
There's no Satan? So I guess what happened to like the whole war between heaven and hell? I mean, like, Satan seems pretty easy to kill if an ex-drunk, and now
a 9-year-old man.
A 9-year-old man can just fucking get it done.
Yeah. Well, they took a boat ride to the Pope, and the Pope's like, "Did you kill Satan?" And he's like, "Yeah, it was a black venom monster. I pulled his heart out and shot it." And then he was like, "That's not Satan." And they're like, "This isn't a movie. So for our movie, this is Satan."
So what happens to a hell now? Beach party?
Beach party.
Beach party. Okay. In the Preacher comics, just if anybody wants to know this, the oh god, what's his name? Oh fuck, the man with the can't. Anyways, this really pissed off cowboy shoots Satan in the heart and kills him, and then hell freezes over, and that's what happens to hell. And Satan, the realm of hell is just no more. It's just an ice block because Satan's heat kept it warm. So God fucks off because the war isn't going to happen. So God abandons us because what's the fucking point? That's where Jesse Custer comes from. Not just because of that.
Other reasons.
The baby, the abomination is a big deal. But there's no Satan. You can't have the good without the bad, right? Like,
sure.
Yin yang shit. So,
which is what they did here. They're like, "Did we just kill Satan? I guess so." Boat party.
So, but somebody has to be bad. I don't know, man.
Not the guy who made that boat.
Yeah, the guy who made that boat. Okay, next question. Jackie?
So is this a cop movie or is this a monster movie?
Or is it a sci-fi movie?
Well, as we remember, this was a intention to be a horror occult buddy cop action film, which I don't think really got written out of the script at all. I think they just slapped on science fiction, monster, circle back to the occult with Satan.
Okay. But if we had to say one of those takes a higher focus than the other, I'm going to say it's a buddy cop movie. It's more buddy cop than anything else. Satan really doesn't even rear his ugly head until the last couple minutes. So he's not even really in the movie. And it's these two nutsacks jerking each other off quite a bit. So I say buddy cop.
It's the only thing that it wants to do all of those things, and it only does that one thing consistently.
Consistently, yes. I agree.
Yeah.
Jackie, buddy cop?
Yep.
It's a buddy cop movie. Okay, there it is. Sam, question.
Why?
Why?
Why would you do this?
The movie?
Yeah, why would you do this?
Because you're Rutger Hauer and you're kind of a fucking crazy. Like, Kluge Luger is the only other person that's crazy enough to do this movie. It's Rutger Hauer, man. He'll do it.
I don't know.
He'll do it.
Originally, the original director, through a pretty minor shoot, was like, why would I do this? And he just left.
Right? So
he didn't have an answer for that.
Rutger Hauer, that's all I can say, man. Guys kooky.
Yeah.
Does global warming have anything to do with the monster, be it a rat bastard, Satan, or a blend of the two?
No.
No.
Why is global warming in this movie at all? Does it contribute to the plot in any way?
No.
Nope.
Well, I mean, I guess it explains the flooding and the crappy.
But the flooding doesn't have anything to do with it. It doesn't inhibit them from, like, we can't drive down there because it's all flood, except for so it sets up it puts them in the underground. That's it. The London Underground.
I
That's the only reason. They wanted to shoot the finale, the battle, the climactic battle in a subway car. Why are they at the London Underground? Well, because they... fuck. I don't know, man. It doesn't... This movie does not make sense. This is a flaming pile of mess.
This is one of the hottest messes I've ever seen.
None of it works.
And it's really funny because the concept is we like that, but it's too much like the first Power. You got buddy cops and Satan.
Uh-huh.
We need to do something else. They don't do something else. But what they do is make sure that it's not one fucking bit like the first Power, which, unless it is, because I haven't seen that. If the first Power is like this, then fucking buckle up. Because they put all the shit in to make it not this, but they never stopped making it a buddy cop film versus Satan.
Yeah, this is a fucking pile. Anybody else got questions before final recommendations?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go first. I fucking loved it. I ate this shit up. This is nonsense. It's nonsensical. It's dumb. It's corny. None of it fits together. It shouldn't be corny. It's two cops fighting Satan. And maybe it should, because you know what? I don't like the John Constantine movie. I don't like that one with Schwarz, The End of Days. That one sucks.
That one sucks.
I'm kind of on the fence about the Keanu Reeves Al Pacino thing, Devil's Advocate. There's lots of other devil movies, right? I don't really like the devil in movies. I think he's boring and one-dimensional, and I think the devil as a concept is just dumb. Not outside of religion. It has nothing to do with religion. I can see Jackie. Oh, here comes the soapbox. No, I just think he's a dumb character in movies. He's one-dimensional. Yes. I'm evil for evil. He sucks.
Which you get a little bit where you're on the fence with Devil's Advocate is that it pushed it past that a little bit and made it more about you and what the devil and what that one dimension could do to you or whatever.
Right.
But,
yeah. Right. So that's why maybe the Devil's Advocate kind of works. It's just Keanu kind of stinks in it. But this is really stupid, really, really fucking dumb and chock full of action. That's dumb. And if we can't give dues to this one, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. It's a total do for me. Jackie.
Oh, I'm also giving it a do. I was entertained. I laughed. I thought it was well paced, and I just really liked it. And I liked how stupid the monster was.
Stupid.
And how there's really no explanation for said monster, and they try to kind of piece it together and make it make sense, but it doesn't.
It does not.
And that just makes it even more fun.
Sam.
Oh, it's a do. I'm going to watch this movie 3 times to try to figure out what exactly it doesn't do. Because I know that it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything right because it can't. Mm-hmm. But I have to figure out how much it actually just doesn't do. How many things does this movie not pull off?
I think that's a good...
And what's amazing is that it's a buddy cop movie about a Satan monster. And when you watch this, you're like, wow, Sam made a really questionable Spooktober pick. Because the movie can't be about a Satan monster. What could be more Spooktober than a fucking Satan monster? Right. This thing is like, wow, you're on the outside edge of your Spooktober picks with this shit, Sam. It's like, but it's a Satan monster.
1/3 of Sneaker Bandit's hosts just think it's a big fucking rat. So...
Which also would be a good Spooktober pick if it was just a big fucking rat. But it's not. It's like, is this Spooktober? Yes, barely.
Barely.
But yes.
It's more nonsensical November than Spooktober, for sure.
Than Spooktober, yes. But it's a Satan monster, so how could it not be Spooktober?
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, it's a total do, and I love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Next week on the show is Jackie's pick. Are you ready, Jackie? It will be past Spooktober. You will be into nonsensical November, which, if you remember the rules, it's optional. I've got one.
Yeah.
But it's up to you.
I do not have one yet, but I will get one.
All right. Guys, have a great week. Get to the chopper.